What's good everyone? Welcome back to another video. In this video, I'll be going through some higher time frame analysis on Bitcoin as we didn't move much the past few days and my plans are still the same. We are still in a corrective pattern and I hope you guys have took my warning last week. We were talking about Bitcoin around 23,400 to 23,500 and I said that it's looking like it's a corrective wave and that we would get a bounce until at most 24,200. We get a bounce till it touched about 24k before it dumped all the way back to the 22,000 regions. What do I think about Bitcoin and where do I think it's going? Stay tuned to find out. Let's go to the monthly. Okay, so I have one very important line over here before. Okay, this is the monthly resistance. Basically, I just drew a line from the beginning of July candle all the way to right now. I've just drawn to the right side. You can see the price of Bitcoin on the monthly chart has not closed above this monthly resistance since the crash in June. Okay, so we have been in a huge range for almost a year already, and this is a huge level to overcome for Bitcoin. 23,300 areas. So whenever we see a monthly close above this monthly resistance, we can be certain that we can be bullish to at least 28 to 30k levels. But that will be another time, because you can see the previous monthly candle did not close above that monthly resistance and we are starting to head lower. Okay, moving down, scaling down to the weekly chart. Mentioned this before, but I'll repeat this again since it's an overview of Bitcoin on the higher time frame. To me, right now we are in a wave 4 territory on the Elliott wave. You can see here, this is my count. This is wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, and now we are in the wave 4. I still don't know where wave 4 will top, but I think it will be around the 28k regions. Okay, let's say wave 4 here, and then wave 5 I think finally will head down to 13 to 14,000 regions. Let's just put it here first. So this is my overview of Bitcoin and where I think Bitcoin will hit in the next few months. It will not play out in the next few weeks, I believe. Okay, I think Bitcoin would take some time to hit back up first to grab even more liquidity before finally heading back down to the lows, at least tapping the 15k regions, if not lower. Okay, so this is just my overview. This is how I view the Elliott wave. You might have a different thinking on how are the waves formed, but to me, this is how the waves are. This is my wave 1, the wave 2 pullback, wave 3 huge impulsive move downside, and then I think we are still getting this wave 4 pullback to at least 28k, and then lastly we dump back down to 14 to 15k. Okay, let me get rid of this. Now that I've talked about the wave 4 that we are currently in, I still think on the monthly chart we will have a 1, 2, 3 corrective pattern because it's a wave 4 in the higher time frame, right? So I want to see something like this. 1. So to me, I think the wave A has been completed already. Now we are going for a wave B pullback to I think at least 20k. And then we have a final wave C push to at least the 28k regions to the 30k regions. Around here. And then finally we get another huge pullback down. Okay, but for now, this is what I'm seeing. We have completed the wave A already. I am now thinking that we are in a wave B on the weekly chart. Okay, and then we finally have the wave C push. But for now, let's just talk about this wave B pullback first. So zooming in, because we are now in a wave B formation, when we zoom into the weekly chart, what we'll see is another similar wave pattern in between this wave A and B pattern. Okay, it gets kind of confusing, but basically it's waves within waves. Alright, in the wave A pattern, we have 5 waves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Correct? Now I'm expecting a pullback wave, right? So there will be 3 waves. Something like this. 1, 2, 3. So this is what I'm expecting currently. We are still in a corrective wave pattern on the weekly chart. And I still think there's more downside to come. We have not completed the smaller wave A yet. Wave A, somewhere I think it will tap around the 21,400 at least. We'll be completing the wave A pattern. Pull back to the monthly resistance maybe, 23,000 to 23,300. Before we get our final push down to my main target of 20k regions. So this is my main bias right now. Alright, now leaving it here, we zoom in. Okay, let me just get rid of this. Okay, so on the daily chart, simplifying a bit, I still think this leg down is not done yet, because looking at the PA, the price action, the candles are so weak, and looking at the candle bodies is super small, and this is just showing that there's a lot of indecisiveness in the market. And I think we have a little bit of squeeze up first before having a dump back to at least testing this 21,400 regions. Okay, so what are my plans right now? Just using the fib from the top and the bottom, we can see certain price targets we can get. So I'm predicting that price will at least tap this 0.382 regions around the 22,750, or at most almost the 23k regions. Okay, we tap that area and then we get our next leg down to 21,400 at least. Okay, so right now I'm not in any position right now. I'm waiting for this short squeeze up to at least the 22,750 regions to the 22,900 regions. So my trade idea would be wait for a squeeze somewhere around here, and then we dump back down to 21,400. Okay, looking at the chart on my levels, you can see price has been holding below these range lows, but is currently on the daily chart coming back above this range, right? But I think this is going to be short-lived. It's going to fill up all this efficiency over here this whole entire week. Maybe we test this area again with huge liquidity zone over here around 22,800 regions. We squeeze up, grab some liquidity, and then we squeeze back down to the range, and then we have a huge immediate dump to 21,400 regions. And remember, in my last video, I said that once price comes to this area of, I would prefer price to take out the lows, squeeze back up, and then we get a pump back up again. Alright, or it just holds at the same exact support levels, and then we squeeze back up to at least 23,000. Okay, so this is generally my view on the market. Okay, just coming back to this chart again, very simply, I still think that we are in a corrective wave pattern overall on the higher time frame on the monthly chart, and zooming in on the weekly chart, we have already established the 5 waves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we are in a B wave pattern. So at least 1, 2, 3 in this B wave pattern. And then we have a next huge wave up again. But that will be in another video. So again, remember, I expect price to at least tap around the 21,400 before we get a bounce. I don't know bounce to where, but at least I think you would tap the 23k regions, and then we have another huge dump back down to the 20k regions. And this is where a lot of people will be super scared of getting into the markets, because we have huge dump already. The sentiment will be bad, everyone will be scared to invest again, and that is where we come in. We buy up whatever coins you want to get. We can hold spot. That's my plan. And then we get this next leg up before anyone could get in. We got in at a huge support level over here. I think this is a very nice level to get in. And then people will start to pile in over here while we are scaling out already before we prepare for the next huge dump. So this is generally my thoughts on Bitcoin, and this is where I think the markets will go. So hope this video finds you well, and remember, the markets are always here, but your capital may not. Peace.